So let's talk about what Casey Thompson needs to do against this Oklahoma defense. I think it's Oklahoma defense that's actually better off than what they were last year. So we're going to watch some film of Kansas State, the Oklahoma game against Kansas State last week, and then we're going to watch the 2020 game of OU in Texas to see what some similar tendencies could be and what Casey Thompson potentially needs to do against this defense. And let's just be honest about things. Texas has arguably the best running back in the nation, and so Oklahoma is going to do everything they can to stop him. And with that being said, I think there's going to be some shots for Casey Thompson. There's opportunities for Casey Thompson to take some deep shots. If he can hit a deep shot, one or two deep shots early in the game, that could change what OU is doing defensively. So let's go ahead and kind of dive into it. So Oklahoma's defense, they've given up 241 yards per game through the air. They've given up 7 touchdowns. They only got 3 interceptions, but they have 15 sacks, which is tied for second in the Big 12. Defensively, they did really well against Nebraska and West Virginia. They gave up 16 points, 13 points. How good are those offenses? Not great, right? But still a really good job defensively. Then against Kansas State last week, they gave up 31. I think Kansas State did a good job kind of showing what to do to I don't want to say beat, but to have success against this Oklahoma defense. And they took what Oklahoma gave them at time. They had sustainable drives. They didn't force too many things. And then whenever Oklahoma gave you a look to take a shot deep, they were able to do that because you're going to see in this film, against Kansas State, Oklahoma would crowd the box at times to stop the run. They would have a safety only 10 yards off line of scrimmage. So I think if they do that against Texas to try to stop Bijan Robinson, if they have a safety 8 to 10 yards off line of scrimmage, if they try to stack the box, which to stop the running game, they're going to have to be creative. Then I think there's going to be opportunities to hit a deep shot. So if I'm Casey Thompson, the few things I'm looking for against Oklahoma, obviously get the run game going, which I would anticipate it does. Even if you slow down Bijan Robinson, I don't think you can stop him. But you would do all they can. So if I'm Thompson, I'm taking a deep shot whenever it presents itself. I think there'll be some opportunities. I think there'll be some man outside. You got to ask your receivers, hey, beat this guy. Ask Thompson to throw an accurate ball. So I think take a shot deep, complete on 1 or 2 early, get the defense out of what they want to do. I think there'll be some bootleg options as well, as we're going to see the OU's defense will flock to wherever Robinson is going. So there could be some bootleg options to give Thompson the opportunity or the option to run or throw. And then whenever if it's not there, take a deep shot. If OU's doing something different, if they're dropping more guys than you anticipate, so be it. No big deal. Don't force it downfield. Just take your check down or hit your guys in the flat. So those are kind of the takeaways, right? Take the deep shot when it's there. Complete a pass or two downfield. Open up the running game a bit more. Take some pressure off Robinson, and then that's really going to put Oklahoma's defense in a tough position. So let's go ahead and dive into some Kansas State film. We're going to watch three plays against Kansas State, then 3 plays against against Texas from last year. And even though it's different offense and different schemes, there's still some takeaways. So let's go ahead and dive into Kansas State. Before we do, as always, please consider subscribing to the channel if you like quarterback content or any quarterback breakdowns. Let's go ahead and get into it. So overall, Kansas State did a really good job of how you can beat this Oklahoma defense. It's not forcing anything downfield. We're going to see it's a 3rd and 14, right? So you got this almost a shell of a defense here. This corner bails here. So we got 2 up top safeties, but still they're playing off coverage with everything. Only 4 guys are coming on 3rd and 14. So they're dropping 7 here. And they just force Kansas State just to dump it off here, which Thompson does. The running back picks up the first down here. So I think it's a good example. And even on these 3rd and longs, one, you don't want to get in 3rd and long for Texas, but if you do, still just take what the defense gives you and trust that Robinson can pick up the first down, or whoever you throw the ball to can pick the first down, like I believe Vaughn here is able to against Oklahoma's defense. So even on these 3rd and longs, which you don't want to get into, it's still going to be kind of that shell of a defense that we talked about, off coverage, and just take what the defense gives you, and that's how you stay on the field, and that's how you keep drives alive. So don't force the big throw here if you're Texas, if you're Casey Thompson. Dump it off in this situation if you have to. Even if you don't get it, at least you avoided a bad play. So here's a look I think you could see from Oklahoma if you're Texas. And I think, so obviously they're going to want to stop Robinson, right? That's what they're going to sell out to do. And if they are able to slow him down, because I don't think you can stop him, but if you can slow him down, then that's going to open up some lanes in the passing game. So I think you can see some one safety looks, which we have here, even though we kind of have like 2 safeties here. He creeping in. So we have 6 guys in the box against Kansas State. I think you're going to see a safety creep in to try to make it 7, especially if you're spread out here and you only have 5 linemen. I think you can really bring in 7 in the box to try and make it 5v7. So if that's the case, Now, Oklahoma still drops guys. They bail here. You can kind of see it up top. It's a bail technique. You have press man here, right? But you got bail techniques up top. And so they're still going to try to bait you to take a deep shot. I'm still taking some underneath throws if I'm Casey Thompson, right? Even if they are trying to bait me to take it deep. If it's not there, just take that underneath stuff. So again, they only bring 4. They're manned with Vaughn here, so you're going to be manned with Robinson here, which I think is going to be a mismatch if it's on a linebacker. So if I'm Thompson, I'm not, again, you got Skylar Thompson and Casey Thompson. But if I'm Casey Thompson, I'm doing exactly what Skylar Thompson did here. Not taking anything that's not there, dumping it off to the flat routes, underneath routes, especially if that DB is bailing, and then you trust your guy to make a guy miss and get upfield for a first down, which is exactly what Kansas State did. So again, I think you can see OU trying to get 7 in the box if they can, which could be tough if Texas spreads it out. But I think you will definitely try to see, or you'll definitely see OU try to do that if they can. If they can try to slow down the run game, I think there'll be some underneath options in the pass game. So I know I've been preaching taking some of the underneath stuff when OU presents it, but I think there's going to be opportunity for shots downfield too. There's got to be. Otherwise, Robinson is going to have a field day on their defense if they don't stack the box with at least try to get 7 in there, right? So again, here's not necessarily a spread look. Here we got more guys up front for Kansas State. So Oklahoma has 7 guys in the box. If you want to, I mean, their creeping guy here, he's potential 8, right? So they're stacking the box here. So if you get this look, this is when you take the shot deep, and this is when Skylar Thompson did incomplete, right? If you have a safety only 10 yards offline scrimmage with some of the weapons Texas has, you got to take a deep shot. Even if you don't succeed, at least it is a threat there, and they have to be aware of it. So we'll see the snap of the ball here. It is a deep, they do take a deep shot. Boom. So the safety's like 12-ish yards right now. This guy comes across the field for a deep ball here. Good job up front. They take their deep shot. And another thing, Oklahoma is definitely going to be preaching against this right here. They're going to want to tell their safeties, hey, we want to stop the run, but be aware of them taking a deep shot. Good job at Kansas State right there. So with that said, you know they're going to be aware for it, but when you're in the middle of the game and you're expecting run, it's easy. Even if you're coached all week not to let someone get behind you, it's easy to try to come up and stop Robinson. So I do think there'll be some opportunities for the deep shots. It's just taking it when it's there and being smart when to take it. So here's a similar look to what we just saw against Kansas State. And we're going to see that they're showing 2 safeties, but they do bring 1 down. They just have 1 up top safety with a man under scheme going on here. And this is what I would expect against Robinson. He's obviously the key and the focal point of the offense right now. And so that's what the defense will try to stop. And so I think they try to get as many guys in the box as possible, like we talked about. And here's a deep shot here. Now, obviously, it's missed here. It's good coverage. But I think you got to hit some of these deep shots to get pressure, to open up the running game more. But I really think that if you can hit one of these deep shots early, especially if you get 2 early, then that's really going to potentially throw off what OU wants to do, because they're going to want to get 7 in the box if they can, even when they spread out, right? And so I know it's an incomplete pass, but OU is going to force Thompson to beat them deep, but if Thompson can show it he can do it, then that can really throw off OU's defense here. So just a clip from the game last year, just to show that it's a similar. There were similarities to what we saw in the Kansas State film compared to what we just saw here. We'll go on and watch a few more clips from the game last year. So this is one of my favorite clips that I think could show what OU wants to do. And again, I'm saying this, and OU's defensive guys are 1,000 times smarter than me, so they're going to be looking for this, and you might not see anything like this. But we're going to see 2 up top safeties at first. Whenever it's shown it's a run play, watch how quick the safety dives in. And this is what they're going to have to do to stop Robinson. They're going to have to bite quick. And even though it's a run play here, I should probably let it run, you're going to see the potential for a bootleg for Casey Thompson here. Now, I know it's a run play, but let's go back one more time so you can really see how fast that safety dives back. And we've seen Thompson roll out or bootleg several times, right? It's one of Texas's plays, get him outside the pocket to throw. Watch how quickly this safety dives down. And to stop Robinson, they're going to have to play like this, right? They got 7 in the box right now. That's 7. Am I tripping? No, okay. They got 6 in the box. I apologize. And then they're bringing down him to snap the ball. Watch he comes down, right? So if that's the case, I'm booting some and getting Thompson the ability to run or throw the ball, which, of course, Sark being 1,000 times smarter than I'll ever be in offense, is, of course, probably looking and scheming up ways as well. But let's watch this clip here. Just because I do think you'll see some bootlegs from Casey Thompson, and I think that will, again, put OU out of what they want to do defensively if they have success with that bootleg. Boom, bootleg out here. Have a tight end come run here, little RPO option potentially as well. So again, just something you could see from Texas and Casey Thompson with some bootleg opportunities with the safety and defense kind of all flowing towards Robinson. So just want to show this clip as well, just so you can see how close everyone is to line of scrimmage, right? So we got 6 guys in the box here, and then we got 5 DBs here. Again, I don't know if they're going to play guys this close line of scrimmage. They're going to have to try to do something to stop the run. So I do think there's going to be deep shots, right? Now, this isn't a deep shot here, but I'm just showing the potential for it. So we got a guy in motion, which Sark will, of course, use, and I think could help confuse the defense, of course. Now, this isn't a great play to kind of just break down just because you got like a coverage burst here. You got guys wide open on the field, actually. You got 2 guys in the same position. So it's kind of a coverage burst here, but I just wanted to show it so you could see safety's getting close to the line of scrimmage, right? So there is going to be opportunities for the deep ball here. Of course, they didn't take a deep shot here, but I do think there'll be opportunities for the deep ball, especially if you can get 1 or 2 early in the game. I think that could really open up some things. But at the end of the day, I mean, Robinson, even if you have the perfect defense called, Robinson's going to be tough to stop, but Thompson can definitely take some pressure off Robinson by hitting a deep ball early. So again, few plays against Kansas State, few plays against Texas from last year, some similarities, but the takeaways are, if you see those safeties creeping in, take that deep shot and tell your receivers, hey, beat this guy one-on-one, beat this guy in man, and tell Casey Thompson, make an accurate throw, let's push it downfield. So if you can get a big completion or 2 in the beginning of the game, that could really put the defense, kind of change what they're doing potentially. Also with Casey Thompson getting some bootleg options, right? Especially if they are hitting the run hard, and then taking the defense gives you whenever they aren't presenting a shot to take a ball or to take a shot downfield. Those are kind of the takeaways here. Again, take everything I'm saying for its worth. I'm just some guy breaking down some film on YouTube. Oklahoma's defensive coordinator and Coach Sark on offense for Texas, a bazillion times smarter than I'll ever be in football. But these are kind of the takeaways. So I want to hear from you. What do you think Casey Thompson needs to do against this Oklahoma defense? What do you expect him to do? Let me know in the comments below. We'll see you next time on the next quarterback-related video.